Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy aquí con Josh y OUTspoken. Now, what's going on? We're back for another review of The Bachelorette. So much tea, so let's just get right into it.
Right into it. This was another super packed episode. It kind of started with the drama that it ended off with last week. Rachel went out to meet DeMario, who was, there to beg for her to take him back. And after hearing him out, she said, "Nope, bye bitch. You are a boy. I need a man. No thank you."
And I love that about her. I love that she's like, you know what? I'm gonna let you explain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, still not feeling it. Get out.
Yeah. There was a part of me that was almost a split, like, oh, don't take him back. Don't let him back in, because producers and everything. But like, she's a fierce
he's
bitch.
A smooth talker. I will give him that. He's
yep.
Like, I realized my mistakes.
It was a good. It was a good sort of, as good as you can make your apology for what you did. Right. I feel like you did good, but she's not dumb.
So no, maybe he'll go on Paradise Island.
He would probably be good at that. He can have his choice of ladies, I guess.
Yeah,
but
and of course the guys loved that he left.
Yes, they were excited. No fights though. I was waiting. It looked like there was gonna be a fight. They hyped us up for nothing, but
I thought they were gonna strap on each other's arm like in the Michael Jackson Thriller video.
And it was gonna be like knife fight.
But no, and
not
thank
this
goodness,
week. Not this week.
I feel like if one of them did get into it with him, it would have showed like, come on, like don't be that guy.
Right.
Like, it's not necessary. Let Rachel handle it, and she did.
She did perfectly. And then she went back in with the guys for the final rose ceremony. She sat down with the guys and got to know them. She's talking, everyone having a good time, trying to forget the drama of the night. Did you think she had any good connections with anybody?
Yeah, I felt like she started to make a connection with Will.
Yeah, definitely. He was very outgoing and friendly, and they bonded, they laughed. I think he even kind of snuck a kiss at the end. He got a kiss from her too. She also was talking with Alex a little bit, the cute Russian, which he's a lot later on in the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him more. She even is nice enough to humor Jonathan, aka the tickle monster, with his giant hands and
that was cute.
It was cute. I know it's cute.
Someone brings out some giant hands. I can't help.
That's funny. Okay, I'll give him that. But to me, no shade. But yeah, your tickle monster. I mean, that's shady of the show to refer to him as that. That shows that they don't take him seriously as a contender, and I haven't taken him seriously as a contender either. Yeah. But it was nice of her to humor him, put on the hands and stuff.
Well,
so.
I would hate to be like. Have a title tickle monsters.
I
would feel like I'm not being taken seriously.
No, not at all.
I actually have a real job. Can you not?
I'm a doctor, actually.
Right,
could you put that in there?
Dr. Tickle Monster.
During her sit down with Blake, he was still kind of hung up on the Waboom thing, bringing it up, saying he's not good for her, wasting his time with that. And then when she went to talk to Waboom about it, same thing. He couldn't get Blake out of his mouth. So
it's like, why? Why don't you let Rachel figure shit out? You know what I mean? When you have one-on-one time, we've all learned that it's best to just be you and her.
Focus on you.
Not bringing anyone else in. This has happened on past seasons where they bring someone in and it's like, okay, why are you being a Debbie Downer?
I feel like that's dating show 101. Every show, the trash here, every dating reality show I've ever seen, once you start stirring up too much drama and people are here for love, they don't want to deal with any of you guys. Waboom was talking about how Blake was standing over his bed, eating a banana, and just being out there and weird. And I don't think she knew how to take it either seriously or...
That was weird.
It was weird.
Why would you say that?
It wasn't even funny. I don't know. But luckily, she is a very smart girl. And when it came to the final rose, it was not given to either one of them.
Good. And I'm not going to lie. I really thought one of them was going to get it.
Oh, me too.
The last rose was going to go to one of them for the dramatics, and I thought it was actually going to be Blake.
Yeah, I thought she was going to give him maybe another...
Yeah, at least another week. But
Nope, she's smart. That's the whole thing. And she just dealt with all this craziness with DeMario, so she doesn't want anyone who might be there for for the good reasons. Right. If you're self-promoting, you've already both been on a reality show for dating, cut you both, goodbye, good riddance.
Good job, Rachel. Okay, bitch, this would be my dream date. The Ellen show, though.
First group date, Ellen show. That's a good one.
I don't care if I was on there with 5 other guys, bitch. I'm at the Ellen show.
Right. Right.
That was really cute. And I thought, like, seeing Rachel and Ellen interact, they were really cute.
Oh, I think so too. And I think the guys were excited about it. They just kind of ran with it.
Yeah.
They kind of participated. She asked them questions. She grilled them.
A few kiss and telling.
That was actually really interesting. That was so. If you were any of the other guys, I would feel really uncomfortable and awkward. Yeah. I bet she did too. Ellen, they played. What did they play? I've never or never have I ever. And, you know, you got to really learn some things about some of these guys. But I thought that was a really cool kind of a challenge with the Ellen show. And, you know, you got to see some things. But
yeah. Well, they do find out that, okay, she has kissed someone. Because Ellen does ask, she's like, have you kissed him? She's like, yeah. But Ellen didn't know. It was several people.
Right.
So when it came out that more than a few people...
I think 3 of the 6, right? She'd already kissed.
It's like, ooh, girl, okay, you're off to a good start.
Right.
And there's other men in the house. And then the other 3 that didn't get the kiss and left a question like, oh, shit. Am I running behind in the game?
But then they made them tell. Like,
Right, that part.
A little awkward,
I would have respected, I don't know, part of me would have respected them more if they, like, didn't say anything.
Right, but, I mean, I guess they all went with it. I don't know. But yeah, I would have kind of wanted to keep it on the down low.
And they even had that question of, like, have you thought about having sex with Rachel? If you're a guy, you thought about it. So every one of them...
Who said no? It was Peter, who I do like, Peter. Right. I like you, but you have thought of it. Don't be crazy.
And the Russian guy, right?
And, no, he said yes. It was John Tickle Monster.
Gotcha.
I think he said no. And he's...
Like, bye. Y'all all thought about it.
I know. Come on.
Today.
Come on. I've thought about it, and I'm a gay man, so...
You're trying to be respectful, and I guess I'll buy it. I'll take a bite.
It was really funny when Ellen made them all get up and dance and do, like, the striptease to the audience.
That was so
Luckily, it was, like, some of the hottest guys in the house. I was going to say...
I think that took a part of it. They're like, hey, just so you know, they're going to have the shirts off, so make sure
they're the good ones. Yeah, I was going to say, because, I mean, I guess most of the guys, a lot of the guys in the house are good looking, but it just so happened all of them there, maybe not so much Tickle Monster, but the rest of the guys were really ripped and, you know, really hot and just went with it.
It was fun to watch. Like, you know, the audience was having a good time, too, and like you could tell the guys were feeling it.
I was feeling it.
On the older women, I'm like, bitch. Let me pull out my one.
Right? Well, who do you think performed the best kind of with Ellen and interacting and answering the questions?
Alex. I think Alex performed the best. Like,
totally.
I feel like he carried himself. He was just fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. He had good personality. He rolled with all the questions. He answered honestly. He didn't care if it made himself look funny or whatever. You know, he peed in the pool, which is a little weird, but...
Yeah, I'm surprised he admitted to that.
Yeah, I would not have admitted to that at all.
I peed in a few pools. But you'll never know.
I don't think I've ever peed in a pool.
Girl, sometimes you just be feeling
sometimes
your heart. This water just feels so good, I want to leave.
Oh but anyways. But yeah, Alex, I'm definitely crushing on him now. He's super hot, super sweet.
I was about to say, it doesn't hurt that he's fucking hot as fuck.
See, you didn't need that vacuum to come in. Just be yourself. God, because that's how I first remembered him. And we always said, like, that guy's cute, but why does he have a vacuum? And now that I'm getting to know him, I think he actually is really going to be a contender for her.
Oh, girl, now he's cleaning house. So. Frederick was on the Ellen date, and it was a little weird just because he found out he didn't give, you know, he's one of the guys that haven't had a kiss.
Right. He was one of the, he was a little, I think it made him get more in his head, and he was talking about how he's dreamt of this moment since he was a little boy and all that. It's sweet, but I can understand coming from her point of view why it's
weird.
Not. Yeah, exactly. Really? I mean, my childhood crush, and now it's just a weird thing. And she did take him aside for the rest of the guys. I think everyone kind of thought that he was gonna get the date rose, but alas, that was not the case.
I know, and I felt like he thought so too. He's just like, ooh, like I'm gonna get the rose, but I feel like, why did you ask her for a kiss?
Oh my god, yeah.
Get a kiss? I just didn't.
When they had their one-on-one, that was so, you know, he was building it up and stumbling and then saying, oh, can I kiss you? And she's already established that she's somebody who really likes for someone to take charge, and that was definitely not the way to do it. And then clearly when they kissed, you could see that she didn't really feel anything, I think. So.
And I respect that she talked to him about it, just so you know, like, I've tried to look past me seeing you as that boy back in the day when we were kids, but it's not working out. May I walk you to the car?
Right. And I thought that just shows again how mature she is, how great she is for this little game, because she really is there looking for genuine people, and if she doesn't feel a connection with someone, she's not going to hesitate. She's going to be respectful and cut them loose because, she is looking for love, and it just wasn't for Frederick. So then the next day they had a one-on-one date. She chose Anthony for the one-on-one.
What do you think of the date?
I mean, well, okay, I will say, first of all, working in retail, if you come into my store with a horse that takes a dump, I will kill you. That's not cute. Nice, cute little date. It's disrespectful. I don't like when people bring their dogs into my store sometimes, and I love dogs. But you bring your horse into my store and it takes a dump, we're going to have issue.
If you know horses, you know they're going to share.
And it's going to smell for days.
It's automatic. Like, you're going to fucking shit in my store, and I didn't get enough. Like, you bought one dress. That's not enough.
No, not to put up with that. Definitely. Commission is worth cleaning up horse shit.
I might need a tip.
But the date itself, riding the horses through Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive. I mean, it's
everyone
cute.
Recognizing her.
Yeah.
I thought that was cute. They're like, oh my god, that's Rachel. Oh my god, is that a one-on-one?
Right. So, it's fun. The fans know. The fans recognize her, and she is very beloved. You can tell by the fans.
The chemistry was cute.
I thought it was cute. I feel like because it was such a interesting situation. They're not really interacting or touching. They have to be on horses for the most part, and it's such a weird experience that they didn't get to connect as much until after the horse date, and they went and they had dinner over the city, and then they actually got to talk a little bit.
Right. What I did like about the day, I'm like, damn bitch, can I get a shopping spree?
I know.
Cute little jacket, some boots.
Right. She was picking stuff out for him. I don't know if she was fronting the bill or if the show was, but either way, I could use some new boots.
Bitch, I was one of those guys that'd be pissed.
You got what? A date and clothes?
I got ice cream.
Well, their one-on-one date was nice. It was a nice view overlooking the city. They had dinner. They talked a little. They had a little bit of a connection. I don't see it as much as I've seen her with some other people, but they did really connect over family and how important that is. Well, I don't think so either. I mean, we'll see. He seems like a nice guy, but I wasn't feeling the passion that I felt with her and several of the other
we gotta see it. We see it how we see it, and I don't see it either.
Yeah, but good luck, Anthony. You're a nice guy.
So Eric had a moment.
A few moments.
He was really in his head and insecure, and really felt like he wasn't sure if Rachel was there for the right reasons, and he just wanted answers, and I felt like it came off really bad.
It did. I mean, I of course, under the circumstances, everyone's going to be in their head a little bit. Does she like me? Does she not? I haven't had a connection with her. It's all part of the game. You got to be patient and get your time when you can and do the best that you can to try to make a connection with her. But he was, saying that he doesn't know how real she is and he doesn't feel that she feels him and he's going to confront her. Right. And he was telling this to all the other guys in the house, including Brian, who she already is really connecting with, and
Iggy overheard and wasn't feeling it.
Iggy overheard, and we haven't really heard much from Iggy. He seems like a nice enough guy too. He's handsome, but this is the first time he sort of gets in the mix, and he goes and confronts him and tells him dude,
tries to be protective.
Chill out, right? Why are you saying these things about her? Calm down.
And Eric gets pissed. He's like, mind your business. I was talking to Brian. This is any concern. And it's just whoa.
More drama in the house. Now
and it rubbed that one cat the wrong way, the country cat.
Oh, Lee. Well, I mean, Lee's the one we mentioned last week. That's the good old boy who has some questionable tweets and things. But we thought he was going to get into a fight. Last week I thought he was going to he was all riling up the guys. But not yet. But him and Eric definitely started, kind of having verbal blows and picking at each other. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. So the second group date, they take a party bus, and the girls from last season are invited. Raven and Corinne and all the girls come back. Right. So they're riding on the party bus with the boys, the second group of guys, and they're kind of feeling out if there's anyone who might have a red flag, if there's anyone that they should know about. Raven's kind of picking and asking the boys.
Trying to get the deets.
Definitely. Trying to see, trying to be there for Rachel and see who's not in it for her. So Raven asked a couple of the guys, Bryce and Lee, and they sort of steer her in the direction that Eric might not be great for Rachel.
And the reasoning was because he's never been in a relationship.
He's never been in a relationship.
That's fair?
I mean, I don't know if that's the reason I would choose for him not to. He
Right.
seems to have a lot of insecurities and other issues. Maybe that's why he hasn't
That's
been in
more
it.
of the reason.
Right, and the fact that he is yelling and getting worked
Yeah.
up and kind of has an anger problem maybe, and he's in. Those are more reasons. I don't know if just because he's never been in a
And
relationship.
also, I just feel like like, why give dates on the other guys? Like, I get it, these girls are trying to get back at the same time. Like, you really don't know Eric that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's never been in a relationship, but at the same time, you don't know why he's here.
To single someone out,
Exactly.
especially someone who's on the bus with you across the way, and you see
And
he's
you're
a
gonna
loose
see him in the
cannon.
house, you're gonna smile to his face and now be like, hey, just so you know.
Right.
Like, I would have respected them more if they're like, hey, just so you know, the question was brought up, who's the least, who, I threw your name out there.
Okay.
But he had to find out the hard way.
Well, that's fine. Would you have said if one of the girls had asked you and you're competing for her, would you have thrown someone under the bus too if you really believed they weren't there for her?
I would have gave more of a reason on why. Like,
Right.
I would have been like, yes, Eric, but because he's never been in a relationship, and I felt like Rachel deserves someone who's kind of been there, done
A
that.
little more experience.
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't know. I guess you can never really tell to you in that moment. But I did like how she brought the girls back. You know, it's gonna be like a fun episode and something like.
Do they do that a lot on seasons? Do they bring past back girls?
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see familiar faces and. Almost, I was like, hold up, babe, this is my season.
Right.
These are some
Can
pretty
you,
girls.
right? I don't know if you want to bring all these other pretty young girls,
Yeah.
flirting with the boys, having a drink. I mean, I guess you
test-
trust them, but
Let me test them. That's the ultimate test. Let me
I don't
see
know.
how these guys all over these girls.
I don't know. That Corinne, she sees something she wants. I don't know.
Girl, give her a bottle of wine.
Should be fine. They took the party bus to like a bar, and there's a lot of women waiting, and I guess the guys are going to compete in a mud wrestling competition. More shirtless men for everyone to feast their eyes on, I guess. But what do you think of the mud wrestling?
I obviously loved it.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun. I felt like it was entertaining, for the girls and Rachel, and honestly, the guys, like, who doesn't like to wrestle, So I felt like, and honestly, the viewers want that. So
Yeah, I mean,
why not?
it had potential to get a little, men and aggression. It had a potential to get crazy. I've seen it on other shows.
It's really scary.
Right, but I think everyone kind of handled it well. They had fun with it. Obviously, Kenny had somewhat of an advantage because he is an actual wrestler. So
he didn't win.
He did it. He made it to the final two between
Right.
him and Bryce. And then
Very
Bryce
close.
actually won the rose.
There we go, Bryce.
So we haven't heard much from him until then, but I guess, he won the rose and they had a little date.
I know, we really haven't heard too much from Bryce. We'll
Yeah.
see where he comes into play. Because
We'll
honestly, like, he has a good look, body-wise. The face.
There's something kind of, I mean, I shouldn't judge someone based on their looks, but there's something a little bit off. Like, I don't know, maybe Botox? I don't know what it is, but he just looks a little bit off to me, so.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Right, I know, we're so shallow. But, so he won the date.
So Rachel goes back to the house and gets some last-minute conversation before the rose ceremony.
And that's when the drama ensues. I swear, some of these guys are more dramatic than some of the ladies seem to be.
They're bringing it.
When they were on the group date, the girls did confide to Rachel that a few of the guys were kind of throwing Eric under the bus. And she told them who.
Yeah.
And then Rachel, which I don't think was a great idea, went and told Eric specifically who they were.
Right.
She should have maybe said somebody, but to put the names out there,
Yeah.
it's going to be drama, and drama is what it was.
Right. I mean, and I do kind of respect her for that. She's like, just so you know, these are coming from these two guys. Maybe y'all can squash it, see where it's coming from, why do they feel that way about
Right.
you. But at the same time, I couldn't help but almost feel bad for Eric, just because it's like, dang, he's really here trying to have a shot, and people are throwing him under the bus, and that singer of country singer, whatever his name is, could be doing it for the wrong reasons.
Well, yes. Well, once Eric finds out that those guys were talking about him, he confronted it. He kind of had a little house meeting. He ran in. He yelled at Iggy. He yelled at Bryce. He yelled at Lee. Lee has this thing where he's like, you feel like he's holding it in, like very sociopathy. But then you just picture him he's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just my opinion, but
he seems like he likes to pick.
Yes.
Pick.
Yes.
But then when something happens, oh, what did I do?
Look,
That he gives that vibe.
I think Eric's been a little crazy this episode and in his head and dramatic and yelling and arguing with people. Maybe he's the new DeMario, a little arrogant, but also insecure at the same time. So I don't know, but we've said this, but even in this episode, you know, you gotta focus on why you're there, building a relationship with her yourself. And if you're constantly, everyone's talking about every other guy and throwing them under the bus, that's not fun for her, and that's a turnoff. If I had someone come to me every 5 minutes, this guy said this and this guy said that, and then I'd be like, oh my god, I don't care. Like,
enough already.
Right.
We have a conversation.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Right. So the episode ended kind of another to be continued, 2 weeks in a row to be continued, with the guys all riled up and what's going to happen. And I think she's still there in the house. So if anything big happens, it could be bad for whoever's there because she's going to see it and probably not appreciate that kind of behavior. So.
Right. No, I guess, like you said, another to be continued. I was at the edge of my seat like, no, like I wanted the deets right then. Right now.
Usually sometimes the show, I mean, it's 2 hours long, so it feels long. But this, I was literally like, oh, what's going to happen? And then boom, I was like, are you kidding? Another to be continued. So we'll definitely watch next week and review and see what happens. One thing I wanted to bring up, what do you think of how this season of The Bachelorette is one of the lowest rated seasons they have? They're saying it started off okay, but every week they're losing viewers.
I can't help but to be like, racist America.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, there's no other reason that I see that would it be like, well, maybe this. No, it's like, she's a great candidate. She's fine. She's good looking. Unless you're racist, you wouldn't think so. Like, I'm not seeing
I don't know.
Entertaining.
Right. I don't know all the past seasons. Like I said, I haven't watched a lot, but I really, really like her. And I like her as a person, and I like to see her journey. And there actually are some really good guys. Right. Plus, there's been, like, drama. An ex-girlfriend shows up. This is only 2 or 3 episodes in, and I feel like it's a great season. So, I don't know why ratings are down. Oh, God, it is because our country is racist. It's too many people of color on the show, I guess.
And I wondered that. I wonder if it's going to still do the same because it's a black woman now, like, and we shouldn't have to think that way. But I did, like, it's like, oh, fuck, that might be the case.
Yeah, I wondered a little bit, but, you know, The Bachelor and The Bachelorette have such a fan base anyway. I wasn't thinking it would be that big of a thing, would affect it too much.
Well,
but
you don't match with our Bachelor and Bachelorette.
I guess it's like 1 million viewers down than average or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll pick up a little bit. I hope so, because I really like her, and like we said, there are some really good contenders for her heart, and I think it could be a really good season if people give it a chance. So.
Well, Raven does have more of a following than Rachel.
Really?
On IG, yeah. I'm like, oof.
Really? I wonder if people would have preferred her.
Of course they would have.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, because she's white and southern, and I mean, she's cute.
And that's just the way it goes. Second place always. No, Rachel.
I wonder. I haven't heard that, but maybe there is a lot of people with that kind of and that's their justification. Well, she shouldn't have won. She was in 4th or 5th place.
She'll get a season, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well. We're going to keep watching. It's a great season so far, in my opinion. I'm loving the drama. I'm loving the guys. And I love Rachel. So I can't wait to see what happens next week.
Same. It's only getting better. So I'm eager to see who Rachel falls in love with.
Who do you... I think...
Peter.
I think Peter, Alex... Brian for sure. Dean... And...
A little young, but I can see Dean in there.
Will, if he can get in there a little bit, might have a chance. And who knows which is I don't know. There's definitely a few guys that I think have great potential for her. So
we shall see.
We'll see. Thank you guys so much for watching this review of The Bachelorette. We will be back next week with another review. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.